was in Peace Corps when I had been at my site for about a month, so I was still in that everything's new phase, where uncertainty engulfs you all the time. Cañaveral, the tiny Peruvian village where I now lived, had one paved road and only a handful of buildings made of concrete. The school, the health center, the police station. That's about it. It was a regular weekday evening, and I strolled about looking for some conversation. As I made my way down the street, I heard my name. Michael, come here. It was one of the town's two policemen. The two of them were sitting outside the station, just hanging out like everyone else. At first I was reluctant. The police weren't locals, and like myself, they were seen as outsiders. But I wanted to be the best Peace Corps volunteer ever, so I walked up and took a seat next to the only two men carrying firearms within hundreds of kilometers. We began the same basic get-to-know-you conversations that I'd been having ever since I arrived in Peru. Where are you from? How many siblings do you have? Then, one of the policías asked me what my parents did for a living. This was not a question I had run into very often, and I was proud of myself when in my mediocre Spanish I was able to answer. That's when the policías turned and started talking to each other. Fast. My Spanish was still intermediate at best, and I couldn't keep up. They were talking so fast, I was lost, desperately trying to grasp for a word here or there, just something to give me the gist of where the conversation had gone. Then, I finally grabbed onto a word that I understood. Secuestro. That's when I realized that they were asking me how much money I thought they could get in ransom if they kidnapped me. I gave a nervous glance over my shoulder and thought how incredibly far I was from anyone who really cared whether or not I was kidnapped in Peru. I don't remember exactly how I answered, but I doubt I appeared at ease. Suddenly, the policías burst out laughing. They were joking, which, as I learned, Peruvians love to do. I chatted with them a bit longer that night, not concerned exactly, but still unsettled. Over the next few months, I interacted with Enrique and Jose in many different contexts. I even ran into them on the streets of the regional city, in plain clothes with their families. Sharing our small village as a place to live and work, I came to know these policemen for who they were. Regular family guys with great senses of humor. And as revenge would have it, a little gullibility of their own, too.